the people's champion. My speak universal. Maybe just not in your circle, you can say my flow Mandarin. I ain't from them industry farms where you got plucked like a mandolin. Whose man's is this? Let an algorithm say what kind of man you is. Rely on AI, but won't work on how you handle shit. That ain't the answer, kid. I push the lines, they shit sound like risk management. I like my privilege and I never once complained about my disadvantages. And I won't, just don't act like I was handed shit in this game. When to this day they try and block my shine cause of insecurities they ain't abandoning. I'm a truth that you know but you ain't accepted yet. Come back to me when you ready to discuss how I'm actually the best. You couldn't fuck with me and all that apathy's just distrust to the size of your nuts. Yeah. Retaining all this wisdom, I think that kid they think of wisdom. I ain't impressed with dudes, and that ain't rude, I'm just frank. Words to the fur I just threw in the fire to bait. Cause I'm retiring, lying and hiding in flyness for sake of disguising your lack of a basic desire to think. It's Mr. Call it what it is, I run and hide. They don't want to stand next to me, I wonder why. Nothing reveal the truth more than a fucking lie and vice versa. That's why they don't want none without the bags in my sight. Word to the bags undermined, so I'm up in mine. Cause it's cold out here, and shit's starting to get darker like it's late autumn. Don't call me for a versus battle unless it's James Baldwin. I'm on do not disturb in case fake calling. I don't wanna know, I'm trying to live for now. Student of the game, but I'm principal. Since I was a little child, always had ambitious style. Yeah, so just embrace me, dog, stop it. I birthed a lot of rappers, even if they look adopted. Spend all day reading comments and then wonder where the con went. When dudes faking, tell them yeah word, let a con vent. I learned that when I was hooping up our convent. Let them judge you, just don't get held by what a content with, cause they will. See, I'm different, they feel. The shit I spit from Brazil to up in them LA hills. Dudes hear the kid and they chill. Start amending they wills, pretend offended, they bills. Depend on who they say they ain't. Come around like they angels and try to play the angles. Offer value exchanges and then they never pay you. So this year, I had to get some people off the back of me. Can't hold it down for everyone. I ain't gravity. I've been in the cut getting stronger like an infection. They've been moving back, space getting longer like a reflection. Ironic they can't see their own. Feel like the most loved dude ever who was destined to be alone. Yeah. Listen to my motherfucking album, man. Stop playing with me. I've been feeling grateful for everybody that fronted on me, that stunted on me, that run up on me, put love up on me. Said I just want to say thank you for what they said that I couldn't do, that I shouldn't do, that I would improve. And said look at dude, said I wouldn't lose. I'm just grateful. World dog looking shameful. They want me to hate you, but look at all of this, look at all of this here. Couldn't pay you enough to thank you, and ain't much in the bank too. But I've been feeling where everyone wanna be hard, but only like 2 out 10 need to be. Everyone wanna be seen, shit. Till we change up scenery. Self-worth costs sweat. But to look at a screen is free, and I was getting upset, but it ain't set me up for shit, letting up, forget about it. I'm used to them doubting, my movement been routed, that light look green to me. Half the time these dudes only talking, they more Charles Barkley than TNT. At less than half of where I wanna be, I'm still half the shit that I dream to be. Ironic how both my fam and my foe always be leaving me. Get it? It just depends on how you hear it. The ride depend on how you stare. And they wanna sample my energy, but if we ain't friends, don't have to clear them, don't have to cheer, cleanse my past and spirit. I got food to eat and family around, so anger, that's just mass fear. I got too much love to be bitter with it sitting with. I gave too much fuss just to let them take my spirit with it. Grateful for everybody that fronted on me, that stunted on me, that run up on me, put love up on me. Said I just want to say thank you for what they said that I couldn't do, that I shouldn't do, that I would improve. I said look at dude, said I wouldn't lose. I'm just grateful. World dog looking shameful. They want me to hate you, but look at all of this, look at all of this here. Couldn't pay you enough to thank you, and ain't much in the bank too. But I've been feeling great. Every L I take is a W, ain't found this other half. Take the negative times, and I end up, that's tougher math. They don't wanna live it, they just want the story. Fuck your allegations and your allegories. Fuck around and kill your whole category. My Grammy love me, fuck a rap award. See, I'm grateful for every enemy that wanna see an end of me. Yo, girl, just message me, talking about she love my empathy. Can't even walk and chew gum, but yet still you move so extrally. You just do your best, you impression, just try and increase your impressions, but you ain't impressing we. Oh no, 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 type of bitter, put the foe in the four photos. I just keep my head up and move low, low, low. But shit, I see the you and me, I still need growth for sure. So I got too much love to be bitter when it's sitting with. I gave too much fucks just to let them take my spirit with it. Grateful for everybody that fronted on me, that stunted on me, that run up on me, put love up on me. Said I just want to say thank you for what they said that I couldn't do, that I shouldn't do, that I wouldn't prove. I said look and do, said I wouldn't lose. I'm just grateful. World dog looking shameful. They want me to hate you, but look at all of this, look at all of this here. Yeah. Couldn't pay you enough to thank you, and ain't much in the pay to, but I've been feeling grateful.
Howdy doody. How's your guys' Friday going? Looks like we had a little bit of a red night. You know, price action came and killed it during the night. Now we're, kind of having a little bit of a pump up. I like to see it. All right, let's go and switch over to the face cam. Am I still red? Oh, I'm still red. I did a little bit of hill walking today, trying to be a little bit more active before the live stream, and I was much redder than I am right now, so I'm glad that chilled out a little bit. But yeah, we're chilling. It's a nice Friday afternoon. We are currently up, let's see, 300, 600, just about 1,000, 1.3, about $1,500. Obviously, we got stopped out probably like 5-6 times yesterday, so we're chilling in profit. Not a extreme amount, but if we win all 4 of these trades, I believe it comes out to about 3,500. Looking like a young Richard Hart, don't you? Can't believe you would say that to me. Can't believe you did that, John. Loving the t-shirt, Angie. Thank you. I worked out today, so I feel a little bit more confident. All right. That's how we're doing it. I missed the 5-hour stream yesterday. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Can only stream for so long. You're not that guy. You're not that guy, pal. You're not that guy. Am I Irish? Yes. So my ancestry. Let me pull up my 21andMe. So a lot of people are probably gonna go, "Oh my god, you did 21andMe, 23andMe." The government's got your DNA. They're gonna clone you. All right. Whoever gets dibs on that clone, I don't know what they're gonna use it for, but you're a very lucky person. That's all I gotta say. Because I'm that guy. I'm that guy, pal. I'm that guy. I'll tell you the exact percentages. Just for you. Just for you. Asking the question. I haven't been here for a few weeks. Looking good, Kite. Thank you. I appreciate it. How's Fish doing? He's doing pretty good. He's been a little man. I'm trying to sign in with Google and it's being slow. Okay, there we go. Come on. Come on. Be that guy. Be that guy. Now, for anybody that's going to criticize me about drinking a Red Bull, it's my sister's. I usually don't drink Red Bull. We just don't have any water bottles in the house. And to be honest, this house is from the 1990s. The piping, I don't know if it's the healthiest thing for drinking out the tap. So, forgive me for drinking Red Bull. All Ancestry reports. All right, I will tell you this. I have 95% more Neanderthal DNA than most people. All right, statistically based off of what this is telling me. All right, so if a Neanderthal can figure this out, I think you can too. If a caveman can do it, so can you. What's I don't know what those old commercials. I'm 99.3% European, that's for sure. 70% British and Irish. 22% French and German. It says I'm mostly from Switzerland. If I'm from, it says Switzerland. Yep, on there. Okay. 0.4% Scandinavian. You know, I got that Viking blood in me. What's up? 0.2% Siberian. Hello. All right. That's all for today. That's all you get. If you guys didn't know, Neanderthals actually had bigger brains. So I forgot what the theory was, is like how they died out, because they had bigger brains, but I don't know if they were able to use all of it. I don't know. I don't know my history, man. I wasn't there. 23andMe, they take your DNA and they run it against their system. Mr. Kite, can I know your current trades? The same as yesterday. They're on my screen, highlighted. Stop losses, take profits, entries, the asset, it's all there. You want to copy? Little spoon boy. Listen, Steven. All right. I know what you're getting at. Obviously, if it was built in the 60s, that's a lot further away. But come on. I feel like we got to start to realize the 90s are 30 years ago. All right. That's half a human's lifespan. All right. So I'd just rather be on the safe side. I'd rather drink my smart water. Yeah, I know I'm paying more, but hey, I'll be that guy. Do I speak any other language? No, unfortunately not. Dumb American is the only speech I have in my arsenal. Spoon boy? I got to spoon feed you. Oh, native to New Zealand. That's pretty cool. I mean, yeah, like I guess I like cold better than hot, most definitely. But I think it's just like a logistic thing, or like a logical thing. All right, because if I'm cold, I'm gonna let fish. Okay, I can't do it. You can play with it after the stream, buddy. Hey, nope, stop. You can play with it after the stream. If you're cold, you can always just put on more clothes, and it's you're done. If you're hot, you can't rip off your skin. You know. Trust me, bro. Take profit on your channel. Oh, dude. To me, I'm looking forward to this this upcoming week. Like I said, guys, I'm not going to be here for like a week and a half. I'm going up to see my father and spend some time with him. So I'll be gone for about a week and a half. I'll be back during the middle of the month. And then at the end of the month, I'm going to be gone. So I'm going to be taking a vacation. Okay, why did you set your TP on BTC to 37K and not 35K? Aren't you looking at the whole trend? Yes. So I explained this the other day. All right. I'm just being on the safe side of things. On BTC, we have a gigantic A, small b, small c. All right. If it was a little bit better in terms of like maybe like this, right, if it looked like this and we were able to get an entry possibly off of like this ABC and hold on to that, then I would probably be playing closer to the 30, this level right here. But at the current moment, with a gigantic A, a small b, and a small c, the profit is still tremendously high. All right. I'm shorting from right here with a 0.5% stop loss. All right. So if I take profit at 37,400, that is a 15 risk reward ratio. All right. So first off, it's the safest option because I think if anything, we might be able to get down to like the 0.618. Right. I'm taking profit where I think profit is due. And then if it does continue down, I'm fine. The main part of this equation is I'm risking a little to make a whole lot. I don't even think I've gotten stopped out once on BTC. Maybe once, but BTC has actually been the least amounts of times getting stopped out of all these coins. And I'm, ironically using the smallest stop loss. All right, that should tell you something. All right. So already at the bottom over here, the trade was a 10 risk reward ratio. I could have cut my profits there. I'm squeezing a little bit more out of it because I think it's safe to do so, but I'm not aiming all the way down here or here. All right. Obviously, that would be a 30 risk reward ratio trade. If I did end up making that, that'd be amazing, but I don't need to. All right. I'm being safe. A 15 R&R is already above the average that I'm really aiming for. Like I said, if I hit all 4 of these trades, I'm making $3,500 profit. That's a little bit under 10% added to the portfolio. Now that's 10% using 0.25% risk per trade. If I was using 1% risk per trade, I could make almost 50% of my portfolio over the course of these trades. Oh shit. I'm sorry. Once again, for anybody that missed yesterday's live stream, I talked a little bit about this and what it would mean to me if you guys did start tracking your trades. Now, every 100 entries or so, send me that data. Send me the profit factor, which is your R&R, and then send me your win ratio. If you guys are using strictly the ABC setups. All right, I understand some of you might go and use the ABC on time frames such as this right here, ABC. I get that. All right, everybody teach their own. You got to kind of learn what's the right perspective for your style. Who are you as a person? All right. But if you could track those, send those to me. So right now we have lost 4 times and we've only won 1. All right, and the one that we did win, we made $318 profit. So right now, we have a profit factor of 0.77. We're actually in the negative over the course of 5 trades. So obviously, I'm looking forward to some of these are wins. Not all of them, but hopefully some of them. Because then that would put it almost at a 50-50 and closer to a 60-40. Like I said, this is just getting started, so I would like to estimate between 15 and 20% is the realistic win ratio of my strategy. But over the course of thousands of data points and over the next couple of months, if we can really prove that it's 30%, 40, because here's the thing, like people would like to think that, okay, if we can get this up to 60% win ratio, would that be absolutely fantastic? Yes. But people don't understand how ridiculous an extra 10% can be. We've talked about this all week, all right, how powerful this can be. All right, so like let's say you start with $1,000 and I go, this win ratio has a 15% chance to win with an average of 7-to-1 odds. All right. Over the course of 500 trades, all right, you can make a lot of money. Let's run this again. All right, because it's RNG. All right, we got lucky on that first one. All right, so about 57% profit. Run it again. Double your account, 130% profit. 67%. So we're looking on average between, I would say 50%. Obviously, you can get lower to about 120%. Now, this is over the course of 500 entries. So it's taken us a couple days and we've already got 10. So you can see it can start to stack up pretty good. If we can statistically prove over the course of the next couple of months that we have a 30%, watch this number. All right, we go from 130% added to our portfolio to, 2,600% added to our portfolio. Run it again. You can see the number is substantially increased. So I would love for it to be a 60% win ratio, but I'm highly, highly doubting. So that's why we got to keep track of this. So that way I can, one, figure out what's the maximum amount of risk. Because not only does the profit go up because we have a higher win ratio, making that sure that we can compound the account faster, but because we have a higher win ratio, we can use more Kelly, right? We're not going to go full Kelly, but we can go more Kelly. So let's say statistically I'm entering around 3 trades per trade set in the market. If I'm using 0.25%, then that's about 0.75%. If I can double that, that's 1.5%. So $1,000, 1.5% with a, what we say, 15% win ratio, 7-to-1 odds. You can see profit factor starts going up by a lot. Let's see, 1,500. Oh, Jesus. I think we might be over Kelly. That's why we never go full Kelly. Let's put it back down to 0.25%. Oh, not 25%. No. Not 25%. 0.25. Is there something different in the calculator? I'm confused. I think we're right at break even. So I think it requires a couple extra percentage points. Like if I put in 18%, I'm almost positive it's going to be always positive over here now. Yep. So I think 15% is very damn close to break even on a 7-to-1 odds. All right. $21 odds on Link. Link might be in the same position, I believe, as BTC. So the only problem is, like, if we're going based off of ABC, targeting between the 0.32 and the 0.5, you're probably right on the 21 odds. But like I said, I don't think in the position that the market is in, I wouldn't be trading Link right now. All right. So this is a matter of perspective. All right. I'm on the 15-minute time frame. All right. We can see we have an uptrend, breaks into a downtrend, and it broke into a pretty aggressive uptrend. All right. So the top of my A from a larger time frame perspective is right here. All right. So let's see. If we go here, we probably could trade this as a 20-1 if this is what you're looking at. But I'm probably assuming that you're looking at smaller time frames. So that looks like a 20-1. How about a 15? Right? I'm assuming that you're on the 1 minute here. I think you're reaching. Right? It's definitely a setup. Like, I see something there. But once again, am I willing to bet my money on this kind of stuff? No, I need a little bit better. Like right here would have been fine. If someone said, hey, Austin, I entered long because we have an A. We can see a clear cut to an uptrend. And then a C. And I entered long above this. Perfect. If someone's like, hey, man, I keep taking trades like this and I'm losing. I don't know. I got standards. I got standards. That's all. It looks like high profit if it hits. All right. And that's the thing that you got to fight as a trader. Sometimes there's trades that have tremendous profit like BTC. And then there's trades that have tremendous profit, but are they realistic? That's the thing. I can answer your real question. Dude. Last night in the Discord, we watched Crypto Face live. And let me tell you, it was a hoot. It was a hoot and a holler, as the kids like to say. What's a good BTC short validation invalidation price? Do you mean take profit? You said what's a good BTC short validation price? I don't know what you mean by that. You understand you just need some time to settle in your mind. I've never met a poetic bot. All right. And I know you're probably a real person. People that type messages like that, you might be a real person, but you're a bot in the head. Ryan cracks me up sometimes. He wants me to put together like a short video so he can upload to his channel about the restored calculator. And he also pitched the idea of like us sitting down, making videos, and then, clipping them and uploading them later. So I go, we need to, in my message I said, thanks, man, most definitely. We got to come up with a catchy name. I was talking about a catchy name for like the podcast videos that we were going to put out. And I said, I'll put together an updated video on the calculator. So he starts spamming me all caps with like name ideas to call the calculator when I was talking about what to call the show. So like some of the ones, he goes, leverage lifesaver, bankroll builder, bust proof, bankroll bust you later. Dude, it cracks me up, man. Can you explain how to use leverage and how that also affects your R&R on the trade? So when you come into trading view, let's say that you have some sort of trading strategy that allows you to find out exactly where to enter, a generalized place to exit, a little bit of room and interpretation as a human where that exit is. All right. You're going to have a generalized take profit point as well. All right. So for me, my method is using ABCs. Once again, it's not that I, I think that ABCs are the magical reversals. I've identified them as a possible place of reversal. The main thing in this equation is not the fact that the win ratio is high and I know that it's going to dump or that I know that it's going to pump. It's the simple matter of fact that now I have rules, right? Where other people don't. So I know that as long as I'm below this line, I want to be short. I got my stop loss above it. If I get stopped out, that is absolutely fine by me, right? Because I'm coming to terms with it. I wouldn't be risking the money unless I was willing to lose it. People that are risking money that they're not willing to lose, that's called gambling. And you have an addiction. So fix that. All right, because that doesn't last long. All right, so if I want to take my profit at 37,600, all right, that's a 7-to-1 odds. The real, right, is 7.62. So let's say that I put 100% of my account short and we go down 7.26%. All right, I'm going to add 7.26 to my account. Leverage trading allows us to, one, not have portfolio exposure, meaning having 100% of our portfolio on a certain website. We can have most of it on our wallets. So portfolio exposure is a big part of it. As well as that, we can make a little bit more because we can inch out. You can bet more than what your portfolio is worth. I typically don't do that. So my portfolio is worth $42,000. All right. When I'm using 1% margin at 25x leverage, I'm using the equivalent of 25% of my portfolio. But it allows me to go short and long without having to put all my portfolio onto the website. All right. So in order to make this fit, like if I want to only use 1% of my portfolio to make a trade, but I want to act as if I am using my entire portfolio or a large portion of it, I now need to use a risk reward calculator, all right, which is in the description, to find out what is the correct leverage based off of that. So if I have $42,000 and I want to use 1% of my portfolio as margin, right, I'm using $420 of my money to short or to long. The exchange is 25xing that. All right, so now, all right, if I want to risk 0.5% of my portfolio, all right, then I go ahead, and if I am risking 50% of 1% of my portfolio, that is 0.5% risk. If I have a 1% stop loss, I'm using 25x leverage. All right, so you might go, well, Austin, on XRP, I can only go up to 25x leverage. So the calculator doesn't work. Well, you just got to change a little bit. All right. So if right here, I'm using 1%, 50%, if I need to get this to 25x, just do some simple math. If I double my margin and I half my risk, I'm getting the same exact risk, but now I'm using 25x leverage. Right. So it's the same thing for like 4x. Leverage, if used correctly, is not putting you at risk more than you should be. What it's doing is allowing you to make the same exact amount of money that you should per setup, proportionate to the asset that you're trading. All right, so on an altcoin, I don't really need as much leverage or to push the limits. All right, but when you look at Bitcoin, you see how I used 0.5%? That's because Bitcoin is less likely to move larger percentages. All right, so therefore, I have to use a little bit less of a stop loss in order to increase my profit, my risk reward ratio. All right, we gave the example the other day of using the Australian dollar. All right, so the Australian dollar, all right, let's look at, I don't know, like this move right here. All right, we have from bottom to top 1.7%, and it took 8 days. All right, this is on a 15-minute time frame. All right, can you imagine if Bitcoin only moved 1.7% every 8 days? people will be losing their shit. All right. We move that type of percentage almost hourly. All right. So we got an A, we got an A, B, C, B, and then we got a C, putting in a higher high. So on the Australian dollar, we can go ahead and we can take top and bottom. We can go ahead and go short here. And on the Australian dollar, I would say if I was actually trading this, about a 0.1% stop loss is probably what I would be using personally. All right. So now we're going to be targeting the 0.382 to 0.5 region. You can see that's a 7.38% R&R. Right? That's a really good R&R if we're using leverage. If we're not using leverage, right? If we were able to go short with 100% of our portfolio, we would only make 0.77% over the course of 2 days. All right. I don't know about you, but I'm used to a little bit more. I'm not complaining if that's all I ever got, period, but there's better options. So what do? Well, we go over to a risk reward calculator. And we go, I have $42,000. All right. And I'm using, let's start with the stop loss. I'm using a 0.1% stop loss. All right. So if I was to set up the exact trade like I would on Bybit with XRP, I would need 250x leverage in order to trade this, which is fine. Most Forex exchanges have like 500 to 1. All right. So let's be safer. Quote, because as what you're willing to lose doesn't change. All right. But for the people, the soy boys, you know, oh my God, you're using max leverage. I could never, because you're gambling. All right. So we just go ahead and let's like use 8%. All right. That means we only need a maximum of 8 or a minimum of 8% of our portfolio on the exchange. All right. And for a lot of these exchanges like Bybit, like I trust it wholeheartedly, but to trust it with 100% of my portfolio, that's a different story. So the less we can have on the website, the better. All right. So if I have $42,000 to have 10K of it on a website is okay. All right. Right here, we go ahead. Now we have to find out what we need to risk in order to get this down to 0.5%. Let's try 1%. All right. 2%, 3%, 4%, 5%, 6%, 6.5%, 6.2. Yeah. So 6.2% of 8% is 0.5% of 100%. So in order to trade the Australian dollar, I just need 62x leverage, which is considerably higher than what we're used to trading on Bitcoin, but that's because Bitcoin moves a lot more. Comparative to other altcoins, no. Which Richard Hart last night was like, why trade Bitcoin? Why trade Ethereum? One, because they've been here for like 10 years. They got a good track record and the gains are still absolutely amazing. And he was like, if you have to trade, just trade on Hex. Oh God. What? Dude, I was half asleep when that was happening and I could still just see through the mask, man. People like that just irk me. I don't want anybody, literally like CryptoFace and Richard both counter reacted their own argument. CryptoFace was like, agreed with Richard when he goes, my main mission in life is to get people to stop trading. CryptoFace goes, me too. Dude, you sell an indicator. What? Are you joking? And then Richard goes, I don't want anybody to trade, but please come trade my coin. Come stake my coin. You're just adding trading with extra. You're basically just saying trade, but be a turtle. Take a long time to sell. I don't know. But it's like, if you have to trade, trade Hex. God, dude. My thing is like, I'm not fronting. I trade. This is my thing. All right. There ain't no hiding. My thing is to teach people how to properly trade through what I think is proper. because there is gambling and then there is trading based off of statistics over a long period of time. There's a big difference. So we talked about this yesterday, all right? I know, like, I did a little bit of research. There is alternatives to TradeSync. I've used TradeSync in the past. I like their UI. All right. In no way, shape, or form is this an advertisement for TradeSync. I don't have an affiliate code for TradeSync. All right. You can use spreadsheets, other websites, TradeSync if you want to. Me personally, as a human being with a monkey brain, at some points in times, I have to do things I don't like in order to incentivize the monkey brain to do things that will help me. All right. One of those things is spending a little bit more money than I would like to on a simple trade journal. That way, it gives me incentive to trade journal. Right? That's the only reason why I would spend that much money on a trade journal. It's not worth it otherwise. You could literally write it down in a book. Hello, bro. How you doing? Okay, I took a trade on Link on a bearish ABC today. It hit the target for a small ABC, but not the bigger ABC. Can I look at it around 12 hours ago? You entered on Link? A bearish ABC? Where? What time frame were you playing? What? I swear, please, with the love of God Almighty, please tell me that you did not trade this setup right here. All right, because I see it. I see the ABC. If that is what you're talking about, all right, there is a rehab near you. All right, come on, man. Come on. We are not going to be making mad money trading setups like that. You got to have a little bit more patience and wait for things that, like I said, they might be the same amount of profit proportionate to percentages of stop loss. But there is definitely setups with a little bit higher win ratio. You got to find that balance, man. Please don't tell me that was the setup that you took. Because I don't see a single ABC setup on Link, to be honest with you. Like I said, I see the macro one, but it is in no way, shape, or form even somewhat close to being an entry point. So, like, if you're touching Link right now, you are on a small ass time frame that, to me personally, from my perspective of how I do things, is a little bit crackheadish. A little bit crackheadish. All right, stuff like this. You can see A, you can see B, you can see C very clearly. There is no effort with that. There is no reaching with that. All right, I can see it right here. Very aggressive A, B, C. I can see it. There is no effort with that. And I'm on a 15-minute time frame. All right. If you got to start like just penny pinching, it's not going to be a good time. It's not going to be a good time. How to take longs with my setup. It's the same with, so if I'm shorting something that looks like this, then you literally just invert this. So you would long here and you would take your profit to 0.382. Just like the other. All right, it's the same thing. Same thing, just flipped upside down. You got this. Please tell me what is the best price to buy Ethereum. I have $4,000. I don't know, man. You can look at daily local lows. That's an idea. You can start with daily local lows. On the daily as well. If I like from an investing perspective, this is my strategy when it comes to investing. All right. I go ahead, I go to the daily chart, I turn off the wicks to look at the average bottoms. All right. Because I like to get in with the averages. All right. I'm not looking for exact numbers. All right. So from a daily perspective, with wicks turned off, all right, we have an aggressive uptrend that breaks into a downtrend that breaks into an uptrend. For me, the key level to insert money into Ethereum would be about 13,080, not 13,000. I always say that every time. 1,384. All right. And you go, Austin, but what if it doesn't get there and it takes off to the upside? I don't know what to tell you. What do you want me to tell you? I can only do this one way. Right? You want some magical answer of I know that it's going to take off to the upside? No, I don't. I don't know. All right. All right. And that's why I was targeting around 29K. Now on 29K, I was looking at the wick of this move, but it was the same premise. There was nothing special about it. All right. I'm not magic. All right. I go to the daily chart. I turn off my wicks to look at the average bottoms. All right. We have an uptrend that breaks into a downtrend. All right. Uptrend breaks into a downtrend, breaks into an uptrend. All right. So when we were down here at 43, 45K, I was bullish. All right. Obviously, we dropped through that. The reason why I can be bullish is because I'm playing the odds. We're sitting at a local low. So therefore, I can believe that it's going to go up. If it does, I make mad money because it's a point of invalidation. If we go below that, I know we can go down to this level. So that's what I was telling people at that time. I was saying, hey, I'm bullish right now at 45, 43K because of this. But if we break this level, all right, we are probably going to fall down close to 29K, around 31K. People called me crazy. But it's just from a matter of simple perspective, making the market simple as shit. Otherwise, what else do you want? Do you want a complicated answer? I don't understand. All right. So that's all you got to do. If you want to know where to buy something, all right, you go to the past. All right. Because me personally, I like to buy those bottoms. But do we know it's going to be a bottom? No, we don't. We can bet on it though. That's what we do because that's all investing is betting. All right, so let's look at the 2017 bull market. All right, 2017, all right, we have an uptrend, breaks into a downtrend, creates a local low at 1,915. All right, we have an uptrend that breaks into a downtrend, creates a local low at 3,400. We have an uptrend that breaks into a downtrend that creates a local low at 6,076. We did not create another local low before putting in that $19,000 top. So let's turn the wicks back on and see what happened. Well, you can see that there was quite a bit of people buying right here. All right, nice little pop. But eventually, the market gave way. And look where we fell next. Coincidental? Crazy. Just absolute. Who would have guessed? Who would have guessed that this was the bottom? All right? You don't have to make it hard. It's simple. Now, the thing is we don't know if this is going to be the bottom. So you put in some money into Bitcoin. All right? And the thing that I would like to get at is if you're going to hodl respectfully. All right? Put that on a t-shirt. Hodl respectfully. All right? Respectfully. All right? Don't just buy $20 worth of Bitcoin every week of your paycheck. Take 5 seconds to mark out local lows. All right? Then, you saved up $1,000 of your paycheck over the course of the last couple of months. You put in $1,000 here. All right? $1,000 at 6,000 would be what? Quick calculator. All right. 1,000 divided by 6,000. All right. You have 0.1666666 Bitcoin. All right. So now we drop down to 3,400. Right? Now you put in another 1,000. Right? Let's say 2,000. Let's say you put in 2,000. Right? So 2,000 divided by 3,400. Now you got 0.588888. All right, so now we do plus 1.66666. All right, so now you have 0.75 Bitcoin that you spent $3,000 on over the course one buy here at 6,000, and then the equivalent of 2 buys worth of your portfolio at around 3,000. Right? Now, Bitcoin is worth 55K. Right? You turned your $3,000 into $41,515 using local lows. No fancy ribbon indicator, no fancy market cipher, no fancy Fibonacci, God, I hate this game. Make it simple on yourself. So if you've been watching the channel over the past couple of months, during the bull market, we were pretty adamant about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5s. Because one, we were in a price discovery market, so extensions were kind of the norm. In a retesting market, I don't like to bet on extensions. Just not how I personally do things. All right. As well as that, you've kind of even seen me turn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5s into ABCs. One, it's from the Harmonic Elliott Wave book. Now he still overcomplicates things a little bit too much, I think. But as well as that, for me, the more simple you can make this on a daily perspective, the better. Right? Because it needs to be replicatable and easy on the mind. Other than that, there's a lot more psychology you need to work on, being fearful of when you're in a trade or about to get into a trade, being greedy. There's a lot of psychology that comes with it, but from a strategy perspective. Now, I'm not waiting for any trades. I'm in my trades. They're sitting pretty. Yes, you can see my account total. Yesterday, we were at like 15,800 at our lowest. And now we're sitting at 17,100. No, bro. I entered 13 to 14 hours ago. I was on the 1 hour time frame. I entered at 19.4. You're talking about Link, right? You're on the 1 hour time frame. You entered at 19.4. You entered off of this setup right here. Okay, so depending on how you were looking to take profit, I think it hit dead middle. So that would have hit its take profit. Are you talking about this ABC right here didn't work out? Because, yeah, you would have entered short. You can't win them all. I don't know what to tell you, man. Like I said, I would like to be realistic with you and say that this trading strategy has a 15-20%. Now, obviously, over the last couple of weeks, it's been pretty great. But I don't want to say something I don't have thousands of data points to collect. But that's why I trade different assets as well. I'm not just sticking to one asset. That's why you see me trading XRP, BTC, ETH, and Litecoin. And sometimes we're trading Matic, or sometimes we're trading Link, sometimes we're trading this, sometimes we're trading that. Because sometimes things act differently, out of the norm. If Link drops between below 19.7, I might short it, but there's so many other better options. The further the C is away from the A, the less profit you're going to make. I closed all my shorts from last night this morning. You probably made some good profit. You should go on Crown Livestream. He's looking for someone using Elliott Wave. Okay, I will. Now nobody's setting me up here. Is he saying that Elliott Wave is trash and he wants to find someone to clown on? Because once again, like I'm not necessarily using Elliott Wave. I'm somewhere calling in chat swing failure. Crown, he streams on Twitch now, right? You think we'll break above the current 30 to 40k range? I was gonna give you a smart ass answer and go, I don't think. I just play the probability, but that's still the answer at the core of it. All right, just because I'm trying to help you. But here's my count, if you want to call it a count. All right here we have an A or a downtrend that breaks into an uptrend that breaks into a downtrend. Now, on Bybit, we did not put in a lower low right here, but on Bitstamp and Coinbase, which their exchanges I think count a little bit more than Bybit personally, we put in a lower low. So that is a ABC setup telling us to go long here. All right. If that's the case, we should be targeting the 0.382 to 0.5 region of all three trends. So we're looking to get to around either 47,915 to 43,495. All right. This is the region that I'm targeting BTC in for a bull trap. All right. So people go, well, Austin, if you think that it's going to go all the way up to 48K, why are you shorting? One, because we have a short setup. Two, if you're being honest with yourself, things don't go up in straight lines. All right. Even the bull market has pullbacks. So I'm looking for this to turn into a pullback. I'm not looking for something crazy. I'm just looking for something like this. All right. And then to make a C wave up to the upside. And then hopefully on this C wave, we see something like this. And that can give us a short from up here. And then I can target to the downside. All right. I'm going to be taking my profit probably at about 36,555. All right. Like I said, I personally believe that the market does want to come back down after testing this region and try to test as close as possible to 29K, if not past it. All right. 29K is the magical number. If the market's bullish enough and there's enough people accumulating at these prices, we will find a low beforehand. If not, we're going to push closer. If the market gets bullish enough at that line, we should rebound. But I usually am more pessimistic, not pessimistic, but planning on the worst so I am not caught off guard. All right. I do believe that we're going to put in a lower low at 28, below 28,823 at some point in the future. Not any near future, like the next couple of days, next couple of weeks. I think a good month or two down the line. All right. Now, I'm not as bearish as some of the people I've seen on YouTube. For me, I don't care where the bottom is. What I care about is this 28K level. All right. Because for me, after putting in that lower low, right, and we should be able to find a ABC setup coming off of that downtrend whenever it happens. So I should be able to catch the relative bottom. But this creates such a large macro setup that, just like how sometimes I interpret a little bit different of a take profit based on market conditions, I would be willing to hold a long position off of this 29K level for a pretty decently long period of time. All right. because that is a macro ABC correction. So this would be an ABC. This would be an ABC, which is what we're doing right now. All right, 46K. And then we would have like an A, a B, and a C that looks like this maybe. Hopefully, like I said, the A is closer to the bottom of the C. Like obviously that's what's gonna be best for our trades in particular. And then now this ABC becomes an A. We'll change the color even to make it a little bit easier to see. All right. And then this ABC becomes a B, and this ABC becomes a C on a larger degree, which becomes our macro downtrend that should eventually end. Unless the entire world goes into a bear market. Could happen. Who knows? Black Swan. This is why we say it with me. Never go full Kelly. If I can actually get on, like, if you guys can go spam. Like I don't want to say spam, but go mention me to Crown and see if he reaches out to me. But whatchamacallit? If I can get on Crown Crypto, it's come full circle, because I highly looked up to Crown Crypto very early on in my trading career, because once again, like, he's kind of the same exact personality type. He's not approaching trading from a materialistic, I know where the market's going, and because of that, I bet a certain direction every single time. He bets based on probability. He's betting based off of how you actually trade. And that's how I really respect the man. Him, Filicone, I would say, are like my top dogs when it comes to crypto trading. Because, contrary to popular belief, you need a pencil up your ass, right, to be successful trading. I'm not saying it's calculus, but a little bit of multiplication in addition goes a long way. Just putting that out there. We've been over this, man. We've been over this. Short position on Link, it's not a good time right now. All right, because there's this ABC on an incredibly small time frame, but man, I can't. I'm not going to recommend you that. Like, that's just not who I am. All right. Of course, I think it's a little bit up there, and I think it's going to come down, but come on, man. You don't want to mess with those kinds of explosions. Do you manage risk differently if you're only trading with a $100 portfolio? Yes. So with the $100 portfolio, I use what I like to call a flight takeoff strategy. Essentially, using incredible risk in the beginning. I'm talking 100% all in, right? To get the account started, and then I reduce my risk drastically as the account grows. So we started at $100. The first trade that we ever took on it was a double bottom breakout on BTC. And that was about a 4-to-1 restored ratio. All right, so we took that trade, 100% risk. And we went from a $100 portfolio to a $500 portfolio. All right, now I can reduce my risk by 80%. And I'm still going to make as much money the next trade as I just did, right? If it is a 4-to-1. All right. So, and then as the account got to 1,000, I reduced the risk. As the account got to 2,000, reduced the risk. 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, I would reduce the risk, because as the account grows, I don't need to risk as much to make as much in dollars. But if you don't have the luxury of trying this multiple times and losing multiple accounts, because it took me 3 tries to have a successful $100 portfolio, and the emotional toll is not great at all. All right, so if one thing that I would like to tell you, all right, use good risk management. Don't. I can see by why you asking that question. You're thinking about it. Don't do it. All right, I'm trying my best to find out the correct statistics so I could say, hey, I'm saying use 0.25% risk per trade. I know that's safe because I've been using it for months and I've had incredible success with it. All right, low risk. I'm making decent profits in return. If I can get the statistics saying, hey, using 2% risk is fine by all means, it's a quarter Kelly, I would have more confidence promoting that kind of stuff to you, but I can't do that. I can't do that right now. Are taking care of about Candlewick for placements? The price action in no way, shape, or form determines what my stop loss is going to be. If that's what you're asking. Kelly is not single. I'm working up to it, man. You said do hill sprints. I'm working up to it. Before I get, literally 5 minutes before I got on live stream, I was doing hills. Right in front of my house, there's a pretty steep incline hill. And me and my sister, we walked up and down it a good couple times. Not gonna lie, I'm out of shape. Right? When I got on stream, my face was very red. It's called Carbon-Based Life Forms on Spotify. Would it be kind enough to show an example at 0.25% on a 10K portfolio? Yeah, sure. All right, so if you have $10,000 and you're hitting an 8-to-1 average R&R with 16%. All right, like I said, I would like to use a smaller percentage until we can finally really figure out what that number is, no matter what it is. All right, 0.25% risk per trade over the course of 500 entries. About 45%. All right, let's run it a couple more times, kind of find that healthy average. All right, 55%. 52%. 40%. 55%. All right, so around 50%. I would say 45% added to your portfolio over the course of 500 entries with these statistics would be kind of what you're looking for realistically. Oh, you said 10,000. All right. So you would make $5,000, you would make $4,500 over the course of 500 entries. How do you pay yourself? Do you dictate a percentage? Yes. So my main portfolio, whenever I make profit, 20% of it immediately turns into capital that's it. All right. The investment's done. That's the capital I have. Now, obviously, when opportunities arise, I'll reach into that capital when it makes sense, but that's profit. Cryptoholic, appreciate it. Thank you. Yep. Because like I said, on my main portfolio, I'm looking for large setups, like the 29K level. So when those trades do work out, I'm making a very decent amount of money for the time put in. And how does the risk calculator work for trades? It allows you to find out what is the correct leverage to use based on your risk parameters. I think after today's live stream, I will put together a video, kind of an updated video on the restored calculator, the Kelly calculator, and the Kite RNG calculator all in one video. I'm pretty sure it's going to be uploaded to Matta's YouTube channel just because he's better at SEO. And I would like that to get out to more people. What do you say we just hit a B on ETH? That's what I'm thinking. I mean, that would be the hope, at least, right? A lot of people go, all right, you can interpret this a plethora of ways. All right, so like let's go to BTC on the 5 minute. All right. People will go, okay, we have an A, we have a B, and we have a C, and we are back above the A. Is that a completely legitimate bullish setup? Of course it is. I'm not going to say that it's not. Me personally, I have priorities, right? The largest setup plays priority. All right, at this moment in time, I'm still going to stay short. All right, for me, I'm looking at this as an A. We're in a B, and I'm hoping this turns into a larger C. All right, which becomes an A B into a larger C. Richard Harrington, what's going on, buddy? How you doing, man? It has to be 80-20 or 90-10. Shit, I hope, man. But it has been pretty successful over the last couple of weeks. But I would like to say, like, if it is a higher win ratio, it's probably close to 30%. I would prefer, like, until we have that data, I would say 15%, just to give people a more realistic target. Not including getting stopped out, it could be 50-50, legitimately. But including getting stopped out, I would say it's closer to 20%, 25%. Can you show how to duplicate the R&R calc figures to a trade? All right. Okay. All right. So let's say that I have $10,000 in my portfolio. All right. And I want to trade ADA. All right, and let's say that we took a long at 88, or we want to take a long. Let's say that we woke up and we're checking out our charts and we see that we have a downtrend, uptrend, downtrend that put in a lower low, and we want to go long as we are above this line. So the closer that we can get our long to that line and have a stop loss below it, the better it is, not only from a probability perspective, but we maximize our R&R. So we go ahead. We're going to be taking a long position off of $1.25. Right. And we're going to be using about, let's just randomize this. Because I think people are too quite literal when I say 0.5, 1%. Like it has to be those numbers or it's bust. Man, you can use 0.75% if you want to. Be my guess. All right. So, and we want to take our profit at about here. Now, the 0.382, if we're using that, is, I like to think I got good eyeballs. All right. So that's going to be our take profit. It's a 3.89. So first off, when you come to your chart, ask yourself, is that worth it? Is only 4 times my investment for a trade that might not work out worth it? All right. It's up to you based on your trading strategy. Now, we're almost at the take profit. One more pump and we could hit it. So it would have been worth it. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go over to the risk reward calculator. All right, because we have to find out a couple things before we can even do anything. All right. We have to find out what our trade is. And most importantly, obviously question whether or not the R&R is worth it. But most importantly, we need that stop loss percentage. All right. If we don't have that, we don't really have anything else for the calculator. All right, so we have $10,000 in the portfolio, and we're going to be using a 0.75% stop loss. Oh, Jesus. All right, 0.75% stop loss. Now, we need to select what kind of margin we're going to use and what kind of risk from the margin we're going to use to kind of determine how much we're going to lose from our portfolio. So if we're going based off of the 1% rule, which is kind of what Investopedia says, where it's like always use 1% of your portfolio as risk. All right, sometimes that's not true. Sometimes you can use more, sometimes you can use less depending on your strategy. All right, I always recommend less. Just being that guy. I'm that guy. All right, so if we use 1% of our portfolio as margin, meaning the amount of money that we're using from our account to make the trade, and we risk 25% of said 1%, that is 0.25% of our entire portfolio. So if we lose, we're going to lose $25. So we're using $100, but we're only going to lose $25. All right. Out of 10,000, that's 0.25%. All right. So if that is the case, we would be using 33x leverage. But we go over here to ADA, and ADA can only use 25x leverage. So what do? Well, we go over here and we need to get this down to either 25 or below. So if I just simply double these numbers, right, double this, cut this in half, right, we're going to have the same risk, but now we're going to have half the amount of leverage that we need to use. So if I use 2% and I use 12.5% risk, right, I'm still only risking 0.25% of my portfolio, right? I'm using $200 now, but now I'm still only going to lose 25, right? The risk stays the same, right? Now I'm using 17x leverage. I'm able to make the trade. It's different leverage, same exact amount of money. Just because I'm using 17x leverage versus 33x leverage, I'm going to make the same exact amount of money. Hopefully that was a good explanation. On your current account that started with 1,500 and is now 40K, no, I was not taking 20% because this is a challenge account. It's for YouTube, flexing my trading skills, if you want to call it that. And we've used different strategies. I've used a strategy where you're essentially going for 1-to-1 R&Rs using the MACD cross. All right, you're using a substantial stop loss because it's a lagging indicator, but then you're only looking for a little bit of profit. As long as you have above a 50% win ratio, you're going to be profitable. You can make any strategy in the market profitable. Now, obviously, there's some that are better than others, but It's about understanding that this market does not have a predestined path, right? The common mistake when it comes to Elliott wave, I would like to think, is overconfidence and ego, all right? Because Elliott wave is incredibly accurate during a price discovery market. So it kind of puts, inflation in those people's heads, right? But it doesn't work well all the time. And at the core of it, Elliott wave is not about predicting things at like a rate that is unprecedented. What Elliott wave is about taking the market and narrowing down what are the option the market has based on what it would like to do. So if the market's going to be bearish, it should be bearish in a certain way. And if the market's going to be bullish, it should be bullish in a certain way. And you are able to find out what is the most likely option, but now you are finding out what are the options. And then you bet accordingly. There is no Elliott wave knows the future. Elliott wave can tell you what is a possibility. That's all it is. But there is no predestined path. When you wake up in the morning, it is completely random. All right, if you are an intraday trader on a day-to-day basis taking trades, it is legitimately 50-50. Now, over the course of 10 years, would be betting bullish be the correct thing to do every single time? Yes. But you're not going to win every single long despite that. So it's time to own up to the reality of it and start working within the boundaries set by this crazy RNG life. That's my little speech. What's your minimum R&R for a trade? I usually like to be above a 5 to 6. All right. And if I am taking a 5 to 6 R&R, I would like a little bit riskier of a trade to complement it. So BTC, all right. So out of the 4 trades that I have, Ethereum is a 6.42. XRP is a 10. Litecoin is a 5.34. So Litecoin and Ethereum are kind of like the low balls, right? You know? So those are about a 5.5, 6 on average. But I have a 10 and Bitcoin is a 15. So if we go ahead and we go over here to a handy dandy calculator and we find the mean of all those numbers. All right, so we got a 6.4, we got a 15, we got a, God, I already forgot. All right, 15, we got a 10, and we got a 5.3. All right, we got 4 different numbers, 36, 36.7, divide by 4. The average R&R of this entire trade set is 9.1. Kite, could you explain why I'm not moving my stop loss to break even and just re-entering at a different or possibly better trade price as opposed to getting stopped out or renting again? It comes down to fear, right? My objective is not to walk away with money every single time that I enter a trade. All right, my objective is to maximize profits. All right, and if I don't let my trades reach their fullest potential, I'm not maximizing profits. Now, I'm not being greedy, but I'm making sure that I'm making the best I can. All right, if my trading style is I have an uptrend, I have a downtrend, I have an uptrend, as long as if the if this and that statement is if I am below this line, I have every single reason in the world to believe that it is going to get to my take profit, right? Because it's a simple matter of probability to me. It's not a matter of do I think, all right? Now, Obviously, I've been doing this a pretty long time. So when I see market conditions, I can say, okay, it's a trade-off. Sometimes I'm trading off profit, but that's the thing with BTC. Even though I'm not targeting the 0.382, 0.5 region, the profit is still a 15. So being conservative is still highly profitable. So why not do it? See what I'm saying? All right. So if I move my stop loss, so like let's say the trade is getting going, all right, price actions here, price actions here, price actions here, price actions here. And I'm like, okay, it's far enough into the trade. Let's go ahead and move my stop loss a little bit below break even. And then what if it comes back up to retest and stops me out? Right? You're fearful. You think that walking away within the green every single trade is what makes you a better trader. But now that's going to lead to worse decisions. Because like, let's say I move my profit down to here and I get stopped out. But price action keeps going down, 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 down. But now I FOMO into a short because I should have stayed in the trade all the entire time. And then you get stopped out again and again and again. So you end up losing more money than you should have if you would have just gotten stopped out once up here. Because for me, if I am below this line, we will continue down. If I get above this line, we should continue up. Right? So unless I am above this line, why do I want to get out of my trade? Even putting it to break even to me doesn't make sense because for me, I know that the market is volatile, right? It could have come up and wick me out once and I get stopped out, of course, all right? Of course. But I'm giving myself a little bit of buffer because just the other day, right? Just the other day on what? Litecoin. Even that 1% stop loss that I had allowed price action to come up past the break-even point, being in the negatives for, I don't know however long we were sitting on Livestream last night, probably about 2 hours, and we still went lower. I didn't get stopped out. All right, if I would have put it to break even, I would have gotten stopped out and had to re-enter. All right, so even the 1% stop loss sometimes saves my ass. All right, there's a certain point where it's a little bit too conservative and the R&R is not there. So you got to find the happy balance. To me, breaking even every single trade, if we were in a perfect world, would you be profitable with that? Of course. But we're not in a perfect world. And you are a fallible human. And if you get stopped out because of a trailing stop loss or you're afraid, and then the price continues in the direction that you originally thought, you're going to hate yourself and you're probably going to FOMO back into a short or into a long, and you're going to get stopped in that rocky price action because you're not at a safe invalidation point. And now you might not even be using a stop loss because you're like, I don't even know where to put a stop loss. And then you get liquidated and lose more money than you ever should have. All right. Stop that nonsense. Stop it. And that's like, so your example of putting it to break even, I don't agree with it, but it's not as bad. Moving your stop loss to like, like let's say I'm up 100% in a trade, like right here, like I'm up 124% in BTC. Let's say I moved my stop loss to 25% profit. That's why do that? It doesn't make sense to me. Like people go to use trailing stop loss. Trailing stop losses are the devil. DCAing in leverage trading, especially in a losing trade, is the devil. Trailing stop losses are the devil. Not understanding what is the exact percentage people go, well, I kind of know what I'm risking. No, if you don't exactly know, how can you trust yourself? This is not a game where you get to estimate, right? Like I said, when it comes to stop loss is the exact percentage. It's really based off of you as a person. Like I said, I believe there is a right way to do it. But when it comes to like your money, right? This is your money. Don't estimate. What are you joking with me? You that's funny money, bro. Art, how am I adding to winning positions? So with the ETH short that we just hit a couple weeks ago, if I did not add to my position, I think I would have made like $1,500, but I ended up making $2,500 because I added to my position. Now, I added to my position on a pump back up to the upside. I found the top of an ABC to add to my position. So first off, I found the correct place to add to my position. I personally believe so. I just kind of played into a larger hole. I don't necessarily think I'll be doing that often, right? And Trader Tom, he talks about how the sign of a good trader is someone that knows how to add to positions when the time is right. Keyword, when the time is right. In the crypto market, especially with leverage trading, we are working with such high returns if you do it correctly, that if you're really trying to add to positions, especially with the volatility we have, it doesn't make sense, right? And adding to a losing position in no way, shape, or form makes sense to me, right? Now, this is coming from the perspective of someone who has done so in the past and has lost quite a bit of money, all right? If Ryan gets stopped out of his short and loses $4,000, that pales in comparison to what I have lost doing the same exact thing. So I have a very huge disgust for DCAing with leverage trading. DCAing based off of local lows on spot trading makes sense. One, because you're doing it correctly. Two, you don't have a liquidation, right? Having a liquidation is a very huge cap on potential. That's all I'm going to say. And eventually, you're going to run out of money. All right? If you run out of money, you can't push your liquidation higher, bro. And if that's the case, and you get liquidated, you lose all of it. You lose all of it. We've kind of been over this. Using low leverage with 80% of our portfolio is still a lot of risk. Oh, don't start this again. Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. And don't get me wrong, I get satisfaction. Last night, you got people going, dude, we're gonna pump to the moon from here. You better get out of your shorts. Why you shorting, buddy? Why you shorting? I get satisfaction that the shorts are working out, and I'm up a considerable amount of money. All right. But once again, it's not about the simple fact of I'm right. It's the perspective that I'm approaching this from. My job is not to find out the exact number that price action is going to hit and when it's going to happen. My job is to find out advantageous places in the market to set up an equation for high profit, limited risk, and do so over a very long period of time to gradually grow my portfolio and compound it to the point where, yeah, I could start from a small amount. Now I got a huge amount. I hate how when I'm trying to like silence people with YouTube, it really doesn't do a good job of like highlighting it. So if I ever click on you by accident and you're not one of these asshats and I mute you, I'm so sorry, like with my entire soul. All right. I really hate if that happens. But I'm trying my best here, to be honest with you. What would you do if you have a short at exactly 2,448? You're chilling, you know? I would only be short as long as we're below this level, so I mean, it's up to you, man. When you're evaluating a short entry, much like the ETH one on screen right now, are you giving any consideration to RSI? Like I said, when these positions happen, most of the time there's going to be a divergence. I'm going to take the trade either way. All right, I like to highlight the divergence to show you guys, add some more confluence, because sometimes people need that, that daddy figure that is the RSI. All right. So, like right here, we put in a higher high. If I go to my RSI, I would presume that we put in either a level high. Oh, I forgot I did that. Let's just add it to the bottom here. We either put in a level high or we are putting in a lower high. And we are putting in a lower high. Now this is on the 14. I like to use the 125. Yeah, we are putting in considerably lower highs with higher highs. All right, so for me, that's a pretty big bearish divergence. Now, is that going to kind of change the way I feel and make me short, stay in my short lower? No, because I'm looking at this from a price action perspective. So like my best guess is this type of divergence in the market that we were in is going to have a considerable effect, making us kind of like dump pretty fast to the downside, because I'm sure a lot of other people are looking at this as well. What I will say is, in the past, my theory is that when we have these incredible bearish divergences, if we are able to hold supports, so like let's say arbitrary wise, this divergence is supposed to bring us all the way back down, but it only gets us to right here. Okay. The leftover energy that is in that move that was supposed to be played out has to go somewhere. So it probably goes up. So bearish divergences play a huge part in the continuation of pumping up price action on larger time frames. Would you say that you find ABC setups that are worth it every day? Like I said, man, I answered this yesterday. I think you're maybe even the same person. It is not about having a trade every single day. Now, would I say that I'm in a trade pretty much every single day of my life? Yes. But sometimes it's the same trade for 15 days. Sometimes it's different trades every 3 or 4 days. I take what the market gives me and when it gives me it. How long it takes to develop these ABCs, it doesn't matter. And how long it takes for them to work themselves out, it doesn't matter. If you start attaching arbitrary things that we're used to using in daily life to the aspect of trading, it is not going to work out in your favor, because things that apply to daily normal life do not apply to trading. Trading is a whole different ballgame. That's why most people lose. Because trading is my world. This is what I do on a daily basis. This is my life. Right? I wake up in the morning, I'm looking at a chart. I go to bed at night, I'm dreaming of a chart. All right? This is where my bread and butter comes from. I made a YouTube about it, which put me in this position. I teach my friends and family about it. This is my life. So my mind thinks differently. If you want to become successful, you have to start thinking differently than most other people. Yeah, I did some working out before I got on Livestream, so I was a little bit too hot for a hoodie. How do you scan the market to find a good setup? So first off, I am on Bybit, so I have a very limited number of coins that I can scan. Kind of helps it a lot, if I do say so myself, because if you're using Binance leverage, which I think they shut that down actually, well, in certain places, you have pretty much the entire market at your disposal. Every shitcoin known to man is at your fingertips. So these are the coins that I scan through. Obviously, I got favorites, right? So we kind of just look through them and figure out what's the best option, right? And then you go to your chart, you look at the 15-minute, maybe the 5-minute if you're looking for a little bit smaller setups. And there's no special trick to this. I mean, I don't know what else I can say. You're looking for trends here, right? Now, how you see said trends is totally personal. I get that. But there's no other way for me to describe this. You should be able to see, if you got functioning eyeballs, clear trend shifts, right? And here's the thing. If you do not see clear trend shifts, I cannot emphasize that enough, you probably don't have a setup. All right? If you have to ask that question, there is probably not a setup. If it is not clear in front of your face, if your chart is not screaming at you, then there probably isn't a trade that you should be in. Now, when times get tough, right, stuff like this could happen. Right? We have an A, we have a B, we have a C, right? And then from that ABC, we have 15, 20 days of price action that looks like this. Uptrend, downtrend, uptrend, downtrend, downtrend. Now, you can see, well, what I like to do is I like to turn multiples of 3 into single trends. All right? So these 3 trends would turn into a single trend, call that the A. All right? Now all you're left with is an uptrend and a downtrend. So we can go ahead and we can cut this down to size. All right. Now we're left with an A, a B, and a C. Now, this is the type of ABC that I generally wouldn't like to trade directly. All right. If the A is this far away from the C, it is not in our best interest to enter long right here. Now, obviously, if you're playing this from the perspective of I'm going to hold on to this trade to see if we can get a higher high, be my guest. It's not how I play it. All right, because I'm working between boundaries here. All right, so taking all three trends, you can see the 0.382, 0.5 region, what is what we would normally target, is very close to the entry. So if we can find a entry off of the C wave of the larger ABC, because you can see right here we have a downtrend. Oh, let me go ahead and use a different color too. We got a downtrend that turns into an uptrend that turns into a downtrend. So I can get a lower entry using the C, the ABC of the C. All right. Then we go ahead and we can still play the larger time frames. We can take the top to bottom, target the 0.382.5, which is right there. We go ahead. We take a long position right here. We set up our stop loss, 1%, just like so. And now we target that same region. That's a 6.5, right? If we use 0.5%, like we do most of the time on BTC, that's a 13.6 restored ratio, which is absolutely tremendous, all right? But the problem is humans. The humans go, well, Austin, we're looking at the past here, and we can see that it went much further. How do I account for that? You don't. You can't. All right. Now you can be a little bit more aggressive in the market and maybe try to go for the top of this B. Right. But I wouldn't say always count on this type of price action. If you count on the minority, you're not going to win the majority. So right here, we have 13 R&R. That is perfect, man. If you need more than that, I don't know who you are and what kind of position in your. I think you got 2 cents to your name and you're trying to make it out of gutter somewhere, and I applaud that, man. But there's a certain level of how to do this right. Tell me how to do the Wim Hof method. Tell me how's it affected my life? Well, I don't practice it daily, at least not at the moment. I did in the past. It made me feel more energetic, more oxygen in my blood. Just getting me going, make me feel alive. Really didn't do the cold shower part as much as I probably should have, though. Usually when I did Wim Hof, it was more about pushing it to the extremes. So one time I was doing Wim Hof for about 2 hours straight, and I had a spiritual experience, to say the least. Thank you very much for the donation. I appreciate it. Thoughts on holding backs, car, to You want my thoughts? I'll give you my thoughts. If you're paying me for my thoughts. If I have not heard of your coins, there's probably a reason. Does this price action to you look like it's an indecision in the market? I don't want to use the word I'm thinking of. The manipulation. You can call it indecision. I was just joined the stream. Can you show me how you took the LTC entry, please? Just like every single entry I have ever took in the past couple of months, it is an ABC. Where's Litecoin? Jesus. All right, there we go. All right, so we have the macro ABC right here on Litecoin. We have A, we have B, we have C. All right, so obviously from a macro perspective, this is the core level that we want to be below in order to be bearish. All right, but on the micro level or comparative, when I say micro, I don't mean 1 minute. All right, it just means to a lesser degree than my largest trend. We have an uptrend, breaks into a downtrend, breaks into an uptrend. All right, this is the level that I'm shorting, but I am playing the larger setup, if that makes sense. Now, I'm only targeting the 0.382 of this setup. I figured, hey, this 0.382 is a 6 risk reward ratio trade. BTC is a 15. XRP is a 10. So I just didn't want to be greedy with LTC. So for me, as long as I'm below this line, I'm short. Once again, for anybody that is confused. But don't you think it's going to go up? I don't care. Right? When the market gives me a setup that gives me no matter if it's bearish or bullish, the simple fact of it is, it gives me a place where I can set a target, I can set an entry, and I have a point of invalidation. Whether we pump or dump, not my concern. Last night, people were telling me in the entire stream, hey, close your shorts. I wake up, $2,000 in profit. Obviously, with the state of the market, only $200 in profit. But I'm going to prove to you I'm a man of my word. Right? If I come out on top, you better fucking believe I will roast the shit out of you. If I don't come out on top, you better believe I'm going to stick to my style. Over the past week that I've been more active with streaming, we started the week with like 13,500. All right, so we're roughly up about $3,000. All right, after these trades, we'll be up about 5,500. All right, my account is worth, when I started this, it was worth about 38,000. So we've added so far less than 10%. I would say like 7%. I can't do the mental math in my head exactly. But by the end of the week, we would have added over 10%. Now, you can scoff with that and go, oh, 10%. But to me, that's $5,500. Or 10% of a 40K accounts 40,000. So that's why I'm saying we're making over 10%. And I have not changed a single thing. Before this week that I started streaming, we hit multiple shorts and we made $5,000, $5,500 over the course of 15 days. All right. At the time, the account was only worth like 30K. So that's even more. It's more than 10% again. And then we hit the longs off the bottom, made about 2,300. So, I mean, it's not about the money. It's the simple fact of I'm proving to you that even if you don't have a high win rate, the simple fact of understanding where to go long and where to go short is what's important, regardless of it if it actually works out. So get out of here with that goofy talk. That's all I'm gonna say. Because, new stream, new me. If I hear you talking or I see you talking some bad trading advice to me or to anybody else, I'm just gonna tell you, get out of here with that goofy talk. Because that's goofy talk. Ain't nobody gonna listen to you. Stop it. Where am I from? East Coast of the United States. Am I exercising? At this moment in time, no. Right before I got on live stream, I was doing some I would like to say hill sprints, but I was doing hill walks. Hill walks. There's a very, very steep hill right in front of where I live. And I walked to the top of the street, down to the bottom of the street a couple times. Took me about 30 minutes. Would I like to say that I'm proud of my performance? No. I think I got a lot more work to do. I saw your angle video today. What was that? I think I was like 19 at the time. I was just getting back from dinner with my friends and I saw this this beautiful sunset. But it kept pissing me off because I was trying to get a picture of it. So I ended up just taking a video because I was like, I can't get a picture of this thing. So I just took a video so that whenever it happened, I would say add a little bit of flair to it, a little bit of me, a little bit of me. Yeah, she was like, I don't like your use of language. Yeah, some other dude commented that. Here's the thing. When I had my first live stream with Mata, I think I only had 2,000, 3,000 subscribers, and whenever I live streamed, I would probably have 80 to 100 people that were watching me live, and those 80 to 100 people were people that have been watching me forever, pretty much since my channel first started. So they stuck with me. So they knew who I was. I recognized most of them. And like it was just kind of like friends meeting up. So trading was a lot more easy going. Now, on a daily basis, because of the algorithm with you got more people watching, so the YouTube goes, oh, this guy deserves more attention. So now I get more viewers. And now I got people that I've never met before in my chat, which is lovely. I'm happy you're here. But with every 2 people, 3 people that the algorithm brings my way that is completely respectful and kind of, well, at least give me the time of day to explain what I'm doing without just, I don't know, being a dumbass. You got 1/4 of those people being dumbasses. Either bots or, just know-it-alls. People that have no track record whatsoever going, I know more than you. Close your short, go long. All right, buddy. All right. And that's what's changed me. You can see how after day of dealing with that, a little part of me starts to, I'm not going to play Mr. Nice Guy anymore. I'm not a 18-year-old kid trying to be respectful anymore. I make enough money from trading that I can put someone on blast and not care about it. I ain't got to have a good public image because my public image does not matter when I make money off of trading. So I've kind of decided that's the route I'm going. Big boy got his account back 3 days in a row. I'm sure when I come back from this weekend and a half vacation, I'll be a little bit more calm because I would have a reset from all the dumb questions. Like I said, a lot of you guys ask the same question over and over again, but it's a legitimate question. So yeah, from like a perspective of I answer this shit all day, you can see my tone might be a little bit different. And then you got the dumb questions, the spoon feed me questions. Those, I'll answer them from time to time if I'm feeling in the mood. I ain't got nothing else to talk about. Most of the time it sends me off on some tangent that hopefully someone finds useful. But that's about it. May I ask what wave we are in? We are theoretically at the top of the C wave. I've got a good question for you. How the hell you been, brother? Let's be honest. How have I been? Trading, like the trading aspect of things, has not been better. Like in terms of the profit versus the effort, trading has been going phenomenal over the past couple of months. Obviously, like the $100 to $100,000 portfolio, the profit's phenomenal, but the mental state's not. Besides that, I quit nicotine, quit smoking vapes, which might be why I'm more irritable over the past couple of months. But with that, I did put on a little bit of weight. So I'm trying to be a little bit more healthy, starting to work out. Tomorrow, starting on pretty much Sunday, but I do have a dinner to go to on Sunday. But pretty much like from the 2nd of next month, I can only drink soda if I'm out at dinner sitting down, which is not very often, so that's why I say it. As well as that, give me incorporating intermittent fasting. It's helping me lose weight while I'm working out. One, because I want the health aspect of it, like the physical health, but also the mental health. Even without having the high discipline of working out and stuff like that, I like to think I got a pretty good handle on my mental state and who I am as a person, and kind of like keeping myself in line. But lately, there's this like weird feeling of like, I don't know how to describe it. It's not like depression or anything like that. It's kind of like my field of vision seems to be shrinking, if that makes sense. That's probably the best way to describe it. I don't know what else to say. I don't know. So I'm hoping like getting outside more, working out. I don't know. It's a very metaphorical thing. Like open up my peripheral. If I don't know. Dude, don't try me to tell. Don't ask me to try LSD. All right. I've done a good couple trips. All right. Like I said, I wholeheartedly believe in the health benefits of psychedelics. But once you get the message, hang up the phone. There ain't no reason to push it to the absolute edge. I've had a lot of epiphanies on psychedelics. Some of them have helped me with trading. But it definitely opens up a door to existentialism that is hard to keep closed. I don't like smoking weed. Trust me, like I've smoked a lot of weed in the past. I used to love it. But I quit. I said no. I didn't like it. And then after coming back to it to see if if it would help me with anything, it would give me heart palpitations. It make me feel like I was dying. And the people go, "Oh man, now you're just paranoid, bro." I'm like, well, shit. I don't care if I'm just paranoid. My heart is actually going 160 beats per minute. I don't think that's healthy to sustain that. And a couple deep breaths is not helping at this point. So I think I might as well just not smoke that stuff. So hopefully you get my perspective on weed. I completely agree. Like, weed's not bad for you. People can use it. It's just not for me, man. It's just not for me. How do you be up and trade, be up $1,500 a day and not take any profits, bro? So, once again, all right, to me, I have a take profit. Unless that take profits hit, I'll get stopped out. All right, because I know that my take profit is not greedy. So I'm willing to wait. Because if you're always worried about walking with profit, you're never going to maximize profit. And if you don't maximize profit and your win ratio does not match the profit that you're walking away with on average, statistically over a long period of time of doing that, you're going to lose. Right? When I'm talking about maximizing profit, I don't necessarily mean being greedy and pushing it to the limits. I'm saying this is what is appropriate, and I will wait for that. If I don't get that, I'll simply lose the trade. I want to challenge you to a chess game. I might take you up on that offer sometime later, but I was not feeling it today. I'm not going to be streaming for 5 hours today. I might be streaming for like another 35, 40 minutes. But we'll see. I used to have panic attacks with weed, but eventually went away. Also, a guy who that would pass out in seizure after a few drags. So I hear you. Yeah, it's not for everybody. It's not for everybody, most definitely. Like I said, like when I turned 18, I pretty much would smoke weed every night after work. And I had no health problems, you know, had fun with it. But then I don't know what happened. And like it's a fine line. It's a very fine line. So like with Mariana, I was gonna say Mariana's Trench, marijuana use. You know, you got people like Joe Rogan that are very successful, very determined, and they can use marijuana, and they really don't have any problems with discipline. And then you got the weed smoker that is using weed to kind of like be okay with being bored, and that makes them complacent and they really don't do anything. I'm not the type of guy that's like, you have to be productive all the time or else you're worthless to me. But it's like, just from like a simple, like you only got a limited amount of time here, man. So like, and then that same smoker will go, well, look, you know, Joe Rogan does it. See, I'm fine. And they're just lying to themselves. So it's a very fine line. Don't have any plans on streaming games while your trades are going on in the background. I've tried that in the past. People don't seem to respect, like they don't respond well to it. All right, so if you think I already got enough trolls in my chat, just sitting here giving legitimate information on trading, having a video game being here, like it just makes people go, "Oh, he's playing video games." So, God, I'm not willing to deal with it, man. I'd rather just sit here and talk to you guys. Is there any way I can make money by spot trading? Of course, man. Of course. All right. You can sell when it's time to go short, and then buy back in that take profit area. All right. You can buy more into the market when it's time to go. There's plenty of times to make money with spot trading. The only thing is like, if you want to make really decent money, you would have to pretty much put the entirety of your portfolio into a trade. That's all. I really hope you aren't shorting. LOL. Jesus Christ, man. Like, I don't know what to say to you. Get out of here with that goofy shit. Make my own book in the future? I don't know, man. I just don't see it. It's not appropriate. A lot of the things that I've learned come from other people's books. It's just a conglomeration of other people's ideas, thoughts, and feelings mixed together, and I sort them to figure out what do I think is the best based on my own personality. So writing a book based off of other people's books just seems disingenuous. I don't know. Am I British? No, I'm not British. Are you done? Hello? Are you done? Jesus. Oh, so I should only short on Sunday nights. Makes sense. Makes sense. Shit, man. You trade too. Dude, all oscillators are pointing upwards. Dude. I'm not trading oscillators. I'm trading price. Once again, not gonna waste time on you. Get out of here with that goofy stuff. You don't like the way I do things? This ain't for you. Wasn't this a flag? Right here? Wasn't this a flag? Wow, what a breakout. Big wowzers, big wows. Right? I shorted the same exact way over here. ABC. I short this. I'm doing the same exact thing to a larger degree. Right? Do you think people were shorting right here? The majority of people? Probably not. I made a lot of money there. All right? I'm doing the same thing. Do I believe without a shred of doubt that I'm going to win my trade? No. I don't care. I'm playing the odds. That's all it is. You got your way to trade. I'm sure you're very, very successful with it. And you got a large track record. I'm sure you are. Very, very long, arduous, thousands of trades track record. Sure you do. But if you don't like the way I do this, get out of here with that goofy stuff. I don't talk about EMAs, SMAs, whatchamacallit, Fibonacci ribbon calculator, blah, 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 blah. I said Fibonacci ribbon calculator. We use Fibonacci's. We have a calculator. I was talking about the Fibonacci ribbon hash buy sell, market cipher, VWAP, MACD cross. If you use lagging indicators in leverage trading, you're not going to have a good time. You can have an okay time. I have in the past. But lately, over the past couple of months, I've been having a lot more fun and making a lot more money. So we'll see. We'll see. Like I said, this is not about me being right. It's not about being 100% all the time. I go short when things go down. It's that when they do, I make a large amount of money. I'm doing a better job today. Yesterday with comments like that, I cut into him pretty hard. I'm going easy on him. How long did you hold it, and at what level, if I can ask? This short? I've been short since yesterday. I shorted the very top at 2,428. All right. We were up quite a bit of money. Now we're sitting here. Until I get stopped out, I'm going to continue holding this trade. I don't care how long I'm holding on to a trade. But sold today. I'm so confused. Wait, what? Are you slow? I know your indicators are lagging, but you shouldn't be, man. What's going on? You okay? Alright. We'll ignore. We'll ignore. See you Sunday. I hope you're right, man, because the type of trader that you are, you're usually probably betting a little bit too much. That's what being a live streamer does to you. The more you open yourself up to people, the more angry I get. That's the thing, like, to anybody that like ever like accuses me of like being in this for profit, like doing YouTube for profit, I do this because I would like to think I'm helping people, and I do have fun with it. But I can't lie, it's aggravating. It's very aggravating. That's why most of the time you'll see me like take a couple week break, come back, you know, put on a little bit of a marathon, take another week off. I can do this in short spurts. Short spurts. What's your take profit on the short spurt? Well, what consecutive day are we at right now? Day 6? Day 5? Tomorrow's the last day I'll probably stream for a decent period of time, so we'll say 6 day take profit. All right, so we just got kicked out of BTC. Damn, BTC. right, let's see. Exit price 40,618. $40,618. 0.51 time. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. All right. It is 1651. Crypto. And we got stopped out of LTC as well. $143.39. $16.52. 70. No, what was it? It was $143.39. $143.39. And then don't worry about that. And then I would presume these are gonna get stopped out as well, so we'll be ready for those. LTC, BTC. All right, so if we come back below this local high right here, I'm going to reshort. Because to me, that doesn't... There we go. So I'm going to get back in at 40,515. $115.51. 0.45. Oh. There, boom. And then LTC as well. I'm going to get back in. Let's see. Do I want to get back in the same price point? Yeah, I'll get back in there. Unless we put in a higher high. If we put in a higher high, I will reshort this level. So at the moment, I will put in the short for this conditional. But if we put in the higher high, I'll just move it up, let it get hit, and then move the stop loss. 141.83. Market. 141.83. I presume 70. Yep, 70 works. All right, we'll let those sit for a second. So flexibility in the plan, not a lot at all. When bullish divergence is screaming at us like it's always stick to the fibs, no exceptions. Yes. Because that bullish divergence was not of a larger degree than the bearish one. You have to have some order of priorities. If I assume that the smaller setup is always going to win, I'm not paying attention to the larger macro. And to me, that's not how we do things. What's your long-term plan, bro? And when or what would be enough for you to give this all up? I don't know. I was kind of like having this internal debate the other night. I've made enough money. If I wanted to just walk away from it all, I could withdraw. If I'm a single male, living the lifestyle that I'm living right now, $30K a year, doing me just fine. I got a nice car, nice house. I love my dog. So, I mean, it's kind of like, you can get very existential with it. I'm just doing this to collect more money, to collect more money, to collect more money. When go, well, at some point you're going to have enough. So why not just stop? Why? Besides opening up my lifestyle to thousands of people on the daily, my life's pretty okay. I don't really have the highest highs or the lowest lows. I'm kind of just somewhere in the middle. My life's all right. So, I mean, there's no incentive for me to stop. There's no incentive for me to not stop. So I was taking it one day at a time. That's all. Do I travel a lot? Not really. To be honest, fish doesn't really allow me to do that. I probably should have listened to my mom and not gotten a dog. I love fish with all my heart, but he's got a lot of separation anxiety, and as I'm saying that, and if I leave, he's very upset. So sometimes I have someone to take care of him, and I doubt if he went to a doggy daycare, they would appreciate Mr. Fishy. I'm sure there's many setups on many different coins at the moment with this pump. All right, I understand that. I already have 4 coins that are in my arsenal to short. All right, I've already kind of marked out what the profits are going to be, have a level of expectations for them if they work out. I don't need to short any more coins, because at some point it becomes a losing game. Now, for me, if I'm using 0.25% risk and I'm shorting up to 4 coins and I lose all 3, I'm losing 1% risk, which, based on even the lowest of odds, is still below Kelly in my eyes. So like that's pushing it. Usually you guys see me doing around 3, maybe 2. So 0.5 to 0.75, that's still pretty good. Like I said, I would love to find out if we can push it to, 3% risk safely. We got to find that out first. Because then we could do 1% risk on 3 trades. You know. So. Is it a pug? Yeah, it's a pug. He's a pug mixed with a Palpian. Like a Palpian is like looks like a Chihuahua, but is more fluffy and has big ears. So his mom is a Palpian, and his dad is a pug. So he's got all the features of a pug, but his snout isn't like pushed into his face. He has a snout that extends out a little bit, so that way he can. He's still got breathing problems because he's half pug, but he's got less breathing problems. Which the thing is like people like, oh, you're just perpetuating the breeding of these dogs, so you know they're going to continue to suffer. My thing is, Fish was already born when I got him. It's not like I procured a breeder and said, I want a dog. Please breed more pugs. He was already born. And I love him. So am I just going to let him suffer so that his kind dies out? Not really. Show his face. Masar, I highly appreciate that. That is a good question. Here's what I'll tell you. I have done that several times over the past couple of days. To the point where I'm kind of not really feeling it at the moment. All right. You can either rewind the live stream, go to the past couple of days. You can look at any of the live streams. I repeated it several times. Or just wait till tomorrow. Catch me earlier in the stream. Ask me the same question, and I'll spend a little bit more time giving you more in-depth answer. Because right now, I'm about 10 minutes, I would say, from hopping off and taking a chillax day, a much-needed chillax day. Every single day this week, I have streamed 5 hours or more. So I would like to take one day where I stream close to 3 hours and play some video games. Do some stuff that is relaxing to the mind. Most people that want me to stay on stream all day. One, I know a lot of you guys probably, like to hang out with me. And you got the other people that are like, but if you hop off live stream, I don't know where to enter and where to exit. Dude, come on, bro. Come on. Nothing's going to change. Like I said, I'm going to play this to the fullest extent. I've been using this same exact setup for the last 2 to 3 months, and my account has grown substantially. All right. If I would have spent that time collecting the data like I should have, I could cut into people a lot harder than I am right now. So that's why I'm spending the time doing it. People love when it works flawlessly, but then the second that I get stopped at, they're like, oh my God. People are fickle. All right. Good on you, Charles. I don't know what crystal ball you got, man, but it's clearly better than mine. And by the way, wink wink, I like how you waited until we were breaking out to come back to the live stream. Didn't see you here during that little dump. You had to wait a little bit, right? I see you. RJ, what's going on, man? I haven't seen you in forever. Why not a long setup from here? I don't play breakouts. I'm not saying that breakouts don't work. I'm just saying that there's a time and a place. When we are just starting the bull market, yeah, breakout trades on the way, because you can guarantee, not guarantee, but you can reliably rely on, 1 to 10, 1 to 20s, just like what I'm doing right now. What books do you recommend or do you read to be a beast? One good book to get into is Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. That's just a really good book for mindset. It goes a little bit into strategy, but it's, once again, like, that's the thing. Like, I agree. Like, other people have different ways of trading and it works. I'm like, that's not what I'm saying. It's in how you approach it, that by the way that you describe how you trade, I know that you're either successful or you're not. So Trading in the Zone, that would be the first book that I ever get into. If you want to go straight into strategy, pick your poison, man. You can pick whack-off strategy, Elliott wave, harmonic Elliott wave. Adapt your own style based off of those styles. Do something, but really understand the statistics of becoming a successful trader, because there's a big difference between investing, which is trying to predict what the market's going to do over a long period of time, which is like, yeah, if you think about webcams being the main source of communication during a quarantine and you buy into them as soon as the quarantine hits, that is speculation and using your brain to make money in the same way that I'm using statistics and probability. To play into that statistics and probability, A Man for All Markets is a very good book about Edward Thorpe. He's the man who kind of mathematized blackjack to the point where it changed the game forever. And then also went into financial markets soon after. So reading up on his life and his way of thinking and just his own words is very, very important for me. Research into Zen a little bit, some of the philosophies behind Zen, because it definitely applies to trading. Like, everybody's coming on the live stream and you can just see their ego from a mile away going, I'm right. I predicted this. I'm the best. I'm the man. I'm that guy. And that's going to get them in trouble eventually. My trading style, right? I like to think that where I'm trading has a little bit higher chance than the next guy to go towards my direction. But the actual outcome, I have no control over. But I know that from a mathematical perspective, I could lose 9 times out of 10 and I could still walk away with money. And that's the thing that the next guys don't have. If your strategy in the markets is predicting and being right, you're not going to make money. I'm going to outlast you. I'm probably going to have some of your money in my account at some point. Because I'm successful. The way that I approached it was I took some legal psychedelics and I sat down. I said, maybe I'm approaching this backwards. Instead of like, how do I be more successful in terms of like, how do I win more trades so I make more money? How can I be successful and be shit? To put it frank. And only then did I start having at the time, because of pure luck at that point, I had an upwards curve in my P&L, but only then was it a consistent curve based off of reputable, like not reputable, but replicatable actions that I could continue to do over and over again. That's when I became successful. No ego involved. I don't care if I'm right. Of course, I'm a human. I love when I can, someone in this chat, continuously bugs the shit out of me and I'm right. Of course, I like to fucking rub it in that kid's face, but that's whoever you are, if you're still watching, you're a kid, all right? My philosophy on life is there is no adults. There's just kids pretending they know what's happening. You're a kid because your ego is bigger than your IQ. What's a legal psychedelic? LAD. It's not for human consumption. I was just doing research. And by took it, I mean I took it from my cabinet and did some research with it. Do you bring in funds from stablecoin for each trade or HODL coins you trade? This account, since pretty much the day it started, has been on USDT. Because when the account grows, I want it to be based off of my performance as a trader, not the performance of the market. Because anybody can look like a brainiac when the market 10x's. They go, guys, I started with 1,000 and now I have 1 million. All right. So that's why I like to, point out the how I did the $100 to 100 account challenge, but it's not like I'm acting like I'm the best trader in the world because of it. All right. I simply took breakout trades with good risk management. Now, it was aggressive risk management, but it had a plan at least. And I made good money. I didn't put it into videos or anything. That's the thing. I didn't publicize it. I wasn't trying to get views and clicks off of doing it. If you go back to my previous live streams, anything between November 28th, November 20th of 2020 to about January 15th of 2021. So literally the beginning of the bull run. Like I said, the very first trade that I took on the $100 portfolio was this double bottom right here. Oh, I can't go by that. God damn it. We'll try the 30-minute. This is the first trade I took. We had a downtrend, uptrend, downtrend. So at the time, I wasn't using ABCs. I was using different styles. I was using breakout trading during a time where breakout trading made sense. We had a very bullish opportunity going towards to break that all-time high. I think that was very apparent for most people. So I took a trade. I probably was using a bigger stop loss, maybe 2 to 3%. Yeah, I would say 2.5% to 2%. And remember, like I said, a 4 risk reward ratio is what we walked away with. So I was targeting this last local high, took my profits, and then I think from that point, I didn't take this breakout trade, but maybe in the future something like that happens. You can see right here, A, B, C. Like, I don't know, man. Like, the bullish ABCs, obviously in a bull market, work out a lot more often. But at the time, I don't believe we're in a bull market right now. All right. Now it's depending on, like, I'm an intraday trader, so I'm trading every single day. So for me, like, you know, I kind of like look at my markets in terms of months. Obviously, in like the grand scheme of things, do I think from like a macro perspective, we're still in a bull market? Obviously, the whole damn thing's a bull market. All right. But that being said, I think we're still in a bull market. Like, I think we're still going to like 100K eventually. But the perspective of like it's gonna happen fast. Yeah. People are fooling themselves. It comes in waves. So we had 1, 2, 3 waves down, 1, 2, 3 waves up, 1, 2, 3 waves down. All right. It comes in waves. And if you can't admit that, get out my face with that goofy stuff. You ain't got room to talk. All right. So I'm looking at this as an ABC because on Bitstamp and Coinbase, we've been over this, has a lower low. So we have an A, we have a B, and we are forming the B right now. So like I said, my target is $47,000. That's what I'm looking for, like, as a top, right? So, once again, to all the people like, you're getting wrecked with your shorts, bro. I'm targeting up, right? But I'm not lying to myself. I know that getting to that level, statistically from the past, comes in waves. That is all. That is all, right? People be goofy sometimes. People be goofy. And then from that, I think that we are going to retest the downside. Like I said, I don't claim to be Nostradamus. I don't know exactly where it's going to go. But I can say if the market is bullish enough and people are accumulating enough of these price levels, we could find a higher low right here. I am probably looking more towards 28.9. And just from like my pessimistic level, I'm looking for a lower low. Now, I don't mean to be the guy that's like, we're going to $7,000. It could be 25,000 and then we rebound from there. The key level is 28K. It's not that I'm predicting massive downside or whatever. It's the key level that matters here. How it exactly works out, I don't fucking know. That's months in the future. Ugh. That's completely fine. Like, as long as you're respectful, Crypto Knight, be my guest, man. It's the people that come into my chat and think they're better traders than me. All right. It's not from a perspective of like, I think I'm 100% better than you. It's the ego. All right. Because like I said, I've explained it many times. I'm not looking at my trading as I'm really good at predicting. It's I set myself up in probable positions that when they pay off big, and when they don't pay off, I lose small. India probing Binance over money laundering. I really don't care about news. So like I could be the guy that's like trying to spin this like, oh, I'm in a short. Did you see this news? I'm trying to get you to believe me that it's going to go down. I don't care if it goes down or not. I care if I make money, but I know that I don't need to win every single trade to make money. Like I said, I have found a strategy that I could lose 15 times. I mean, I could only win 15 times out of 100 and I can still be successful. Because if you start looking at trading from the perspective of how can I still make money while being shit at trading, that's when you start making money. All right, so for me, I'm a winner. Because at the end of the day, at the end of the year, I have more money than I started with. I'm celebrating the big success. And I feel like a lot of people that are in the chat that look at trading as like a gambling thing, they're looking at it from a trade to trade perspective. And they're not looking at the bigger picture. And I guarantee you that if they are looking at it from that perspective, they are not going to have a positive P&L when we compare. But with that being said, guys, I've been streaming for 3 hours already. We're probably going to get stopped out of these trades. All right, I'm going to log them in the trading thing. Right now, we're still only sitting at a 24% win rate. All right, this one wasn't a high roller, 10% or 10 restored ratio. So it's putting us a little bit of loss here. But this is only the beginning. Hopefully I can show you guys through my actions that you're probably going to lose a lot more than you're going to win. But I know the profit's on my side. Lewis, have a great night, buddy. I appreciate you. It amazes me how the least popular channels are the best, but how many people have is the knowledge. Because people don't want reality. And like, even though like I think the reality is pretty damn good, crypto is a huge catalyst. A huge catalyst. You can make so much money off of this, it's ridiculous. But then you got these YouTube channels that are like pretty much promising you like hopes and dreams of 10xing your account off this one coin that's going to moon tomorrow. And people like the easy route. That's all it is. Or people like to gamble. They like to, bet 20% of their account at 5x leverage. And then they're not going to get out until they get liquidated. Have fun with that, buddy. Like, you look at Trader Tom. Trader Tom is preaching pretty much the same. Like, we're in different spaces. So like, I have different opinions of like how to trade, but we're in two completely different worlds. He's trading, different assets, but he's been around for 15 years. So you would think that a trader that has successfully been doing this for 15 years and has all of the credits under his belt would have as much as BitBoy, because he's giving you legitimate information about how to be successful. Nope, only 22,000. So that's the problem. That's the problem. So I appreciate you guys very much, for everybody that comes here every single day and hangs out with me. Regardless if it's a win or lose day, we walk away understanding what the name of the game is. But if you guys have had enough of my content, so like whenever I'm not streaming, I know some of you guys go back and watch show live streams, check out Trader Tom. And even though he's trading different assets, just listen to the way he talks and explains things. All right? Because it's very, very important that you learn how a good trader thinks. Am I still going to trade on my 2 weeks off? Yes, I am. Ain't no downtime. Because like that's the thing that I personally like about the way I trade. I don't have to look at a bunch of different indicators. So like when I'm on my phone, simply having price action up is good enough. Once again, if all I'm doing is looking at the chart for trends and then shorting along off those trends, I don't need a big computer. Now, I'm not gonna be the guy that's like, oh, I go to Cancun and I trade from my laptop every single day from the beach. Nah. If left to my own devices, I would like a desktop PC to trade from. It just makes more sense. It's more versatile. IR Lobster, thank you very much. I appreciate what you said. Thank you. So if the price doesn't reach the local high, then you won't re-enter the short. No. And that's the thing. Like, if I get stopped out and price continues pumping, you know, you're going to have the moon boys that go, see, I told you. But past that single point of me getting stopped out, I'm no longer losing any more money. Like, that's the thing. So unless I come back down below that, I'm not re-entering because there is no incentive for me. It's an if this and that statement. Like I said, I'll probably be on tomorrow just to see how things are going. Maybe we have a massive pump tonight, and by the midday tomorrow, we form some sort of ABC, I would hope. Maybe not. To short from. We'll see. We'll see. No, I'm going to either lose money or I'm going to win this trade. I'm not just gonna stop these out for no reason. Because you gotta remember, guys, I'm only losing 0.25%. All right, so even though it's like $100 per stop, comparative to what my account is worth, it's not that much money. Attaching value to money is ignorant with trading, especially when you're working with higher numbers. Because if you have $1 million account and you lose $10,000 a trade when getting stopped out, some pleb on the interweb is going to be like, oh my God, you just lost 10K. But they're going, 10K could pay off the rest of my student loan debt. So they like hate that person. They hate that person for losing money. But they're just working from a higher level, which hopefully you'll be on one day. It's not from like a egotistic perspective. All right, guys. If I talk about this for too long, I'll continue going on a rant. I appreciate you guys very much. As always, I love 95% of you. To the other 5%, hopefully you guys learn some life lessons. Come back one day, say, hey, I do apologize. And I'll give you a hug and a kiss, man. I don't like being mad at people. I wish everybody just got their egos out of the way. That's the one thing that this world could do for. So just know, like, if you don't like me and you're still on the stream, you're kind of helping me out either way. So I guess thank you for that. I appreciate it. All right, guys. I think I'm going to play, I think my theme song is pretty much going to be Listen to My Album by Marlon Craft. Because lately, with the amount of dumbasses, the goofy bros, the goofy dudes, the goofsters, all right, in the chat, that song goes out to them every single time, without doubt. Just listen to the lyrics and imagine it's me talking about this. All right. So I appreciate you guys very much. If you guys like the music I play at the end of the live stream, check out Marlon Craft. He deserves more attention. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. The Soy Boys. Yeah, the Soy Boys. All right, guys. Let's go ahead and do the thing. Let me get the song loaded up, actually. Okay, yeah, we'll do Listen to My Album. Are you guys ready? Ready? We're gonna do it. Well, let me do this. Oh, Oh, not that. Not that. This. Goodbye!
Pay your respects to the people's champion. My speak universal. Maybe just not in your circle, you can say my flow Mandarin. I ain't from them industry farms where you got plucked like a mandolin. Whose man's is this? Let an algorithm say what kind of man you is. Rely on AI, but won't work on how you handle shit. That ain't the answer, kid. I push the lines, they shit sound like risk management. Highlight my privilege and I never once complained about my disadvantages. And I won't, just don't act like I was handed shit in this game. When to this day they try and block my shine cause of insecurities they ain't abandoning. I'm a truth that you know but you ain't accepted yet. Come back to me when you ready to discuss how I'm actually the best. You couldn't fuck with me and all that apathy's just distrust to the size of your nuts. Yeah. Retaining all this wisdom, I think that kid they think of wisdom. I ain't impressed with dudes, and that ain't rude, I'm just frank. Words to the fur I just threw in the fire to bake. Cause I'm retiring, lying and hiding and flyness for sake of disguising your lack of a basic desire to think. It's Mr. Call it what it is, I run and hide. They don't wanna stand next to me, I wonder why. Nothing reveal the truth more than a fucking lie and vice versa. That's why they don't want none without the bags in my sight. Word to the bags under mine, so I'm up in mine. Cause it's cold out here, and shit's starting to get darker like it's late autumn. Don't call me 4 versus battle unless it's James Baldwin. I'm on do not disturb in case fake calling. I don't wanna know, I'm trying to live for now. Student of the game, but I'm principal. Since I was a little child, always had ambitious style. Yeah, so just embrace me, dog, stop it. I birthed a lot of rappers, even if they look adopted. Spend all day reading comments and then wonder where the calm went. When dudes faking, tell them yeah word, let a convent. I learned that when I was hooping up our convent. Let them judge you, just don't get held by what a content with, cause they will. See, I'm different, they feel. The shit I spit from Brazil to up in them LA hills. Dudes hear the kid and they chill. Start amending they wills, pretend offended, they bills. Depend on who they say they ain't. Come around like they angels and try to play the angles. Offer value exchanges and then they never pay you. So this year, I had to get some people off the back of me. Can't hold it down for everyone. I ain't gravity. I've been in the cut getting stronger like an infection. They've been moving back, space getting longer like a reflection. Ironic they can't see their own. Feel like the most loved dude ever who was destined to be alone. Yeah. Listen to my motherfucking album, man. Stop playing with me.
Sit on the couch, ho, pimp shit, intro to outro, rich and I'm shallow.